in the 60s, they had metaphors for a lot of situations going on, racism and war, but they couldn't really address gay rights and situations like that. Now, of course, we've got non-binary and gay characters in Star Trek. You've become a massive advocate for LGBT rights. How do you feel that's progressed over the years?
I've been closeted for most of my adult life, as many of you suspected, because you could not work as an actor if it was known that you were out. When I was a teenager, there was an actor I admired tremendously. I was his fan. How many of you recognize the name Tab Hunter? He was good looking, wasn't he? Handsome and very popular. And almost every movie coming out of Warner Brothers, he was a contract actor, starred Tab Hunter. He was my idol. The publicity was he was going with Natalie Wood, but it turned out that was just a public relation front. He was gay, and one of the scandal sheets of that time exposed him as gay, and he suddenly disappeared. He was no longer the leading man in Warner Brothers movies. And so that was an object lesson for teenage me. I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be like Tab Hunter. But if you're out, you could not be an actor. So I was closeted throughout my most of my adult life. But when I was doing Star Trek, and I was impressed by Gene Roddenberry's vision of the future, IDIC, infinite diversity in infinite combinations. And at one party that Gene had at his home, and about the middle of the party, Gene whipped off his Hawaiian shirt and went in for a dive and swam over to the far end of the pool where nobody was. And as a straight guy, I swam over to him and I started a conversation about the bold issues, civil rights, the Vietnam War, and all those issues that the show was dealing with. And I said, but there's one issue, and I was speaking as a closeted gay guy. I assume he didn't know about me, but I said, we haven't dealt with the issue of same-sex attraction, and that's an issue that we can deal with metaphorically. Have you ever thought of that? And Gene said, yes, I know what you're talking about, and I'm very much concerned about that issue. But that show on which we had the very first black-white kiss, where White Kirk kissed African-American Uhura, that became the lowest rated show in Star Trek history, because many of the stations in the South, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, your neighbors, refused to air it, and the ratings plunged for that one episode. And so I'm walking a tightrope dealing with the issues that I am. And if I have another show that goes down to the cellar of the rating polls, then we're going to be off the air. So I have to be very careful about the issues that I talk about. And I, as a closeted gay guy, I understood. And so, yes, Gene Roddenberry was there, but we had the constraints. And so I know that Gene today would be very, very pleased to know that Star Trek has a gay couple living together on board the Starship Enterprise. That's the kind of infinite diversity that Gene Roddenberry thought of, but could not do because of this constraints of the times.
George, you are an icon and you are amazing. Thank you so much for being
You're
on.
so easily amazed.
I am, though. Have you seen this audience? They're amazing.
Well, you've got an amazing audience. That applause is really much appreciated. And I only wish that Gene were here to hear that applause, because we are now doing what he wanted to do but could not.
Exactly. George, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
George Takei.
And thank you very much. Live long and prosper.